What's happening, folks? Gerald here, aka JFro90, coming at you with another reaction, bringing to the channel. Not necessarily Will Smith. This is DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. This is that Will Smith. This is going way back. And this is A Nightmare on My Street, another Freddy Krueger. Another Freddy Krueger related song and reaction. And this one, the song I know extremely well. I think this is maybe one of the first rap songs I ever learned by heart. And that's the important place that Will Smith holds musically in my life, is that musically and entertainment wise, is that you gotta think. Again, I was born in '90 and I grew up in the 90s. Will Smith was on my TV and on my radio and on the movies. So, but musically, his hip hop was basically some of the only kinds of hip hop I was like allowed to listen to as a kid. But him and Left Eye are some of the earliest rappers I ever took note of and have a familiarity with. It's hard for me to keep up and go with, so like when I'm saying in terms of singing after a song or rapping after a song or my tongue doesn't operate as fast as my mouth. I haven't trained it to, I guess you could say, too, because I know there's a lot of rappers who have felt that way. But Will Smith and Left Eye were the rappers who they had songs I could go along with. Snoop Dogg too, but Snoop Dogg came in a little bit later. But anyway, this song always excited me. And I remember I heard this song when maybe I only saw one or two Nightmare on Elm Street movies for the first time. And it made me love the idea of Freddy Krueger even more. And yeah, like I said, I said in a previous video, like, Freddy Krueger is my favorite. If you can't tell by the shirt, Freddy Krueger is my absolute favorite. And this song, I feel like, is a contribution to that. And I've never seen this music video before. I didn't know it existed. I didn't know this song had a music video until now. So excited to get to it. But before I do, I need you guys to go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. And now, without further ado, this is DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince with A Nightmare on My Street.
What on earth do you think happened to that poor boy?
Nurse, in all my years of medical practice, I've never seen anything quite so horrid. Doc, what happened to Jeff, man? What happened to Jeff, man? Your friend is very...
Pretty good.
Okay, listen to you, man. What's done? I'm telling you, it's done. Nobody does it.
Now I have a story that I'd like to tell about this guy you all know me and he's scared as hell. He comes to me at night after I call into bed. He's burned up like a weenie and his name is Fred. He wears the same hat and sweater every single day. And even if it's hot outside, he wears it anyway. He's home when I'm awake, but he shows up when I'm asleep. I can't believe that there's a nightmare on my street. If I remember it right, and we had just gotten back off tour last night. So the gang and I thought that it would be groovy if we summoned up the posse and dumb rush the movie. I got Angie, Jeff got Tina, Betty Rock got some girl I've never seen in my life. That was alright though, cause the lady was chill. Then we dipped to the theater, set to ill, bugging, Cole having a ball. And something about Elm Street was the movie we saw. The way it started was decent, you know, nothing real fancy about this boy named Fred and this girl named Nancy. But when it was over, I said, yo, that was death. And everything seemed alright when we left. But when I got home and laid down to sleep, that began the nightmare on my street.
Though, look how young he is. He had to be, I imagine, like 18 or younger during this, but man, geez.
hot and I was thirsty. I wanted something cool to quench my thirst. I thought to myself, yo, this heat is the worst. But when I got downstairs, I noticed something was wrong. I was home all alone, but the TV was on. I thought nothing of it as I grabbed the remote. I pushed the power button, and then I almost choked when I heard this awful voice coming from behind. It said, man, I ain't even wait to see who it was. Broke inside my drawers and screamed so long, cuz got halfway up the block, I calmed down and stopped screaming and thought, oh, I get it, I must be dreaming. I strolled back home with a grin on my grill. I figured since this is a dream, I might as well get ill. I walked in the house, the big bad fresh prince, but Freddy killed all that noise real quick. He grabbed me by my neck and said, I said, yo, Fred, I think you got me all wrong. I ain't partners with nobody with nails that long. Look, I'll be honest, man, this team won't work. The girls won't be on you, Fred, your face is all burned. Fred got mad and his head started steaming. But I thought, what the hell, I'm only dreaming. I said, please leave, Fred, so I can get some sleep. Give me a call, and maybe we'll hang out next week. I pat him on the shoulder, said, thanks for stopping by. Then opened up the door and said, take care, guy. He got mad, drew back his arm, and slashed my shirt. I laughed at first and thought, hold up, that hurt. It wasn't a dream, man, this guy was for real. I said, Freddy, it's been an awful mistake here. Not for the words, and then I darted upstairs. Crashed through my door, then jumped on my bed. Pulled the covers up over my head. Said, oh, please do something with Fred. He jumped on my bed, but through the covers, then his claws tried to get me. But my alarm went off, and then silence. It was a whole new day. I thought, I wasn't scared of him anyway, until I noticed those rips in my sheets, and that was proof that there had been a nightmare on my street. Come on, Jeff, answer. Come on, man. Jeff, wake up, Jeff, wake up. What do you want? Jeff, wake up, man. Listen to me, Jeff. Jeff, listen, Jeff, would you listen to me? Whatever you do, don't fall asleep. Jeff, listen to me. Don't go to sleep, Jeff.
I loved it. That was a lot of fun. And it makes me realize I think there's a lot of Will Smith or DJ Jazzy Jeff in the Fresh Prince videos. Let's not get it twisted. I've seen like all of the Will Smith solo music videos, at least most of them anyway. But DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince, I think I've only seen Summertime, Parents Just to Understand, and Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble. Those are the three videos I've seen of DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. That was fun, but it brings the question, okay, part of what killed the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise from being all that it could have been, in my opinion, is they really went with the oversaturation. Like, they really went with oversaturation. And I don't understand. I'm about to also do, in the same sitting, as soon as I cut this, the Fat Boys featuring Freddy Krueger. I don't understand why it's not DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince featuring Freddy Krueger. Why he's not in. I would have thought they would have hopped on this because I don't know. I think that the Fat Boys might have been bigger at this point in time, but DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, aka Will Smith, got bigger into. I would have thought they really would have hopped on this. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I would think the song was a hit because I think I've heard it on the radio before. That might have been my introduction, is hearing it around Halloween time on the radio before. But yeah, so it's weird. This was an opportunity missed by New Line and Freddy Krueger. Well, New Line and Nightmare on Elm Street and all that, because I thought, that would have been a given. And, kudos to them for working creatively with their own version of a Freddy in the video. But it would have been cooler to see Robert Englund as Freddy with Will Smith in this video. Anyway, I love this. So, more, like I said, not necessarily solo Will Smith, because I loved it as a kid, but with the exception of the song Men in Black, I loved it as a kid. But more DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, because I some of that stuff still kicks. Even though the stuff is still very kid friendly, but there's something about his raps in this era, in the 80s and up to the early 90s, up until, like I said, the whole duration of DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, that I'm really more into. So my favorite song they've done, and I probably should do the video because I haven't done it in a long time. I meant to do it during the summertime, but summertime. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this reaction. If you did, please go ahead, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. In the comments, more DJ Jazzy Jeff, more Fresh Prince. Also, let's talk Nightmare on Elm Street. What's your favorite Nightmare on Elm Street? Mine is a mixture of part 3 and part 1, but almost more. It's usually a tie between those two, because it almost depends on what basis are we going off of. And I think part 3 might comfortably be my favorite. I think I might go to that one the most, but honestly, part 1 and 3 I watched the most, period, and love the most, basically. So anyway, I'm curious about your answers, and also give me more recommendations of horror movie soundtrack theme songs, and from other horror movie based songs that other artists do. I'll way open to that, especially during this week. If I can't get to them this year, I'm gonna save them for next year for sure. But yeah, I hope you guys again go ahead. So yeah, again, go ahead too. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. If you'd like to share this on social media, I'd appreciate that. If you'd like to follow me on social media, that information is in the description. If you'd like to tip me, sponsor a request, just plain donate, that information is also in the description. It would be extremely helpful. I would love it if you did. And you can also join my Patreon. On Patreon, you're going to get benefits like early access to videos like these, and Patreon only videos like these. And then just lastly, thank you all again very much for even taking the time to push play and play this video. It all means a lot. And then just lastly, again, thank you for even taking the time to push play on this here video. It all means a lot. It all goes a long way. And beyond everything else, please take care of yourselves and each other, and have a happy Halloween, and hopefully no nightmares on your street.
I can feel